Hi, this is Marcy, and welcome to our X39 Review and Testimonial. Do I have testimonials for you today from Maryland? It's the William clan, and they are the East Coast women out healing. And it's 3 generations of women that are loving the X39, healing themselves, healing their entire family, all their friends, and really building a business. They are serious about healing people and about creating financial stability and freedom for their families and the community. So if any of you guys are in Maryland or on the East Coast close to Maryland, you will probably see them. It's super cute. Kathy and I have been friends for a decade, and she called me about something else. And I said, what do you know about stem cell activation? She goes, what? And I sent her a few links, and I said, I'd love to gift you some patches. Before I could get the patches in the mail, she looked at startx39.com. She watched the 3-minute video, the 18-minute video. She went on my website and ordered before I could get the patches in the mail. And I think she already has, between her and Kimberly, like I think they already have 10 people that have bought silver packs that they're healing or some darn thing. I mean, when I say the girls are out, they are out. So with that, Kathy, I'd like you to start, and you can start with your testimonial and then bring in Kimberly and Des after you talk about yourself. And I really want to know, like, why you chose this so quickly. I want to know, like, what's happened to you and really what's going on with your extended family. And also, you know, I mean, you jumped on this, you saw that this was a business too. And I really want to hear that. And then let's bring on the other girls. So go ahead, unmute yourself, Kathy.
Okay, I'm muted. Can you hear me? You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Hi, I'm Catherine Williams. I live in Frederick, Maryland on the East Coast. Marcy's been my friend for over 10 years, like she said. I called her about a family member who is suffering from Alzheimer's. So she told me to try to look at the X39 video. I did. So once I saw it and I understood what was going on, I was like, wow, this is truly a game changer. This could change a lot of people's lives, because my husband, for one, does not like to take pills. And so I started thinking big. Like, my mother-in-law she has crippling arthritis, so she sleeps in a recliner. So I started thinking overall with my whole family, when I called Marcy and wanted to talk about my cousin with Alzheimer's. So once I watched the video, I decided that since she was sending me the products, I needed enough for myself, my husband, and my mother-in-law to get started. So that's when I contacted Kimberly. Kimberly is my cousin through marriage, and we're like sisters more so than cousins. And once I showed her the video, we joined the same day. So we've been running ever since, reaching out, helping our families with this business. It's an awesome business. And I can tell you my specific things that it's helped me with. I wrote some things down so I wouldn't lose track. It's helped me hormonally, as far as craving for sweets or just a lot of junk, just that mindless eating, energy, very vivid dreams, deep sleep, so I can get into where my body needs to heal, that deep sleep at night. I've lost 4 pounds in the 2.5 weeks. I had a knee injury, and I think I have a torn meniscus, if that's how you pronounce it. And in the 3 weeks, my knee is so much better. I could barely walk on my knee. So now I can walk on it. It gets stiff if I sit too long, but nothing to the point of me having to stand up, brace myself, then start walking like I'm always getting ready to fall. So, and like with my mother-in-law, it helped with her to allow her to sleep and to, get some relief from this ongoing pain. So she also introduced it to her best friend who fell and hit her head on a curb. And she has her nerves in the back of her head are basically cut off. So she has headaches every day, all day. So the only time she doesn't have headaches is when she takes a pill at night that the doctor has given her to allow her to sleep. So once she gets up, the headache starts again. So this is day in and day out. So my mother-in-law told me that when she had tried the patch, that her headache went away. So the patch just made perfect sense to me because it's not something where someone has to drink something or take pills every day or, take it at this time or do this. It's just a very simple concept, and that, Kimberly and I, once we talked about it, it was just an easy thing to do and an easy thing to present to our family without having to do a lot of explaining. And the patch works for itself. It's not something that you need to sell somebody. If they try it and they drink their water, it sells itself. So we can talk to Kimberly now. And I have softer hair.
I just want to reiterate, like a torn meniscus, like just so you know, in the knee, that hurts. And that usually doesn't heal. It has to be done surgically, and it like gets trimmed or re-sewn or whatever. And so that you basically said that, you are you putting pressure on it? Are you actually walking on that knee now?
Yep.
You're walking, and you haven't, and were you supposed to have surgery and you haven't started the surgery?
Well, I didn't want to go to the doctor, but one of my girlfriends is a nurse, and I told her what was going on with my knee, and she was like, yeah, this is what's going on with your knee, because it felt like someone was pulling a rubber band in the back of my knee really, really tight, and my kneecap hurt all the time. So if I got up, I was very wobbly, and I'd have to take my time walking because it hurt that bad.
And what's happening now when you get up?
If I sit too long, it's a little stiff, but it doesn't hurt at all. Stop hurting on the first day.
And you don't wobble when you get up? You're walking?
I'm walking.
Walking.
I'll still
Go ahead.
Like on my first one step out, I might, I need to get myself together because it's only been 3 weeks. And you're talking about, like, to me, a major injury.
So you've been on the patch 3 weeks. You basically are walking on it. You feel pretty darn stable. And did you say, I just want to hear this, after 1 day, pain in the knee gone?
Yep. Were you
just like, what's going on? Like, because it's one thing to like watch the videos and see what it is. It's another thing to have it right on your knee for 1 day. And I'll say that we like to say that 50% of the people notice something right away and 50% don't, because sometimes it goes into an internal organ first and that takes time to heal and you don't feel it. But for Kathy, it was her knee that needed to be healed first. And it's amazing that you had such a quick result. And so much so, I saw a picture of her mother-in-law, and it's tough. Her mother has like arthritis everywhere, right? And she basically lays in a lounge chair because she hurts so much, and she must be having some relief because she shared it with her friend already with the headaches. Is that so? What happened to Grandma?
What happened to? Well, she said she called me on the 4th day, and she said that patch that you put on me, because I just patched her. I didn't tell her what it was for. I just told her to wear it 12 hours and drink water. So she called me on the 4th day, and she was like, that patch you gave me, I was able to sleep last night and my leg didn't hurt me as much. She was like, I'm just going to keep patching. I said, yep, just keep patching.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. And then she talked to her girl, and I just hearing this, she talked to her girlfriend who hit her head on like the curb,
concrete,
and it severed the nerves to her head, so she gets headaches every day. I mean, That would just be horrible. And she's been on the patch for how long?
I think I tried to call her today. So she's probably been doing it because she sent her 10 days worth, 10 patches.
Wow.
So she should be really close to like 10 days.
And so the headaches are going away.
Yep.
And what I think is interesting about that is when you hear David's interview about how the stem cell patches turn into whatever your body needs to repair, and they work well on inflammation in the nervous system. Something that army is going up and repairing that nerve damage. I mean, and we just hear about Sandy just yesterday, how she was playing with her toes. Remember, she had the nerve issue, the MS. It's like, something's going on with these nerve repair. So with that, why don't you introduce Kim and her beautiful daughter, Desi?
Yes. Kimberly is like I said, my cousin, who's technically my sister. We've just been separated at birth. And Desi is my niece. And they have their wonderful testimonies. It's only been a short period of time, but it's still doing wonderful things for our family. And we just love being able to gift and bless other people with something so simple, just so simple. And Kimberly's awesome, but she's in Virginia. So we have Maryland, Virginia, DC, we have it locked down. So if anybody's in this area, we're here to help.
Oh, did you hear that? They got Maryland, DC, and Virginia. I did not know that Kimberly was in Virginia. And here's the thing. A rising tide raises all ships. And did you just hear Kath? She just said, we're here to help anybody that needs us. So that's awesome. So Kimberly, can you unmute yourself? What's going on with you and your daughter?
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Oh, it has been phenomenal. What can I say? Well, as Kathy stated before, she called, well, actually my cousin, the one who, her husband has Alzheimer's. She called me and said, LaShawn, that's my middle name. LaShawn, my husband is really getting bad. We might have to put him in a home. I can't really deal with it. Do you have?
Can you get a little closer to the microphone, sweetie?
Oh, okay. Is this better?
Much better.
Okay. So she was asking me if I knew anyone. So I automatically called Kathy and I was like, Kathy, do you know anyone or anything that they can have some type of medicine to help him with his Alzheimer's? And she was like, well, I do know someone. Let me get in contact with her. She called me back a day later and she was like, you have to try this out and we're going to call cousin Clarence. I was like, okay. I tried. I looked at the video, the start now, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. We got to go. And so we met her that Saturday, but we had already ordered ours. So we didn't even have a sample. So I couldn't even describe to her how it's going to make you feel. We just showed her the videos and, we prayed together. And then I'm just like, give it 90 days. So she was like, okay, I'm going to try it because we're about to put him in the home. He's just really getting hard to take care of. So I was like, okay, well, we're going to go in agreement. We're going to pray to God and this is going to work. So I called her every day and I called her every day and then Kathy gave her your samples. So we didn't even try the samples yet. So we gave the samples directly to her. And I think it was like 5 days worth. So we told her where to put it and everything. So I waited 2 weeks to call. I text her every day, but I didn't want, because I knew we was dealing with Alzheimer's. So the testimonies I heard, it might be about 3 months, maybe 4 months. So I didn't want, to pressure her. And so she could see something. 2 weeks later, I called and I was like, just checking in. I'm not trying to pressure you, just letting you know that we're all still in prayer. She says, LaShawn, I can see a huge improvement in his behavior. I can't wait to see what the next 90 days is going to bring. I just jumped up and started shouting. And I was like, yes, this was the whole reason. I was so excited. So I was like, okay, well, just keep using the patches. This is great. Now, my own testimony, when I finally got the patches, I have lupus. So my chest rises when that flares up. It's very, very painful. I'm usually in bed for about 2 to 3 days at a time because it's just like a whole bunch of arthritis, pain everywhere. But unfortunately, I get a lot of my pain and arthritis and inflammation in my chest. So it feels like a big golf ball, like I swallowed a golf ball. So I used the patch and everything. I woke up one day and I think I was under a little stress. So it was rising. It was rising. So I put the X39 on my chest and I was like, okay. So I was jumping up and down because I'm like, I called Kathy. I said, can everyone hear me?
We can hear you. And Rose, Peach, if you can please mute yourself. We can't seem to mute you. Can you, we're gonna mute. Can you mute yourself, please, Anne? Okay, go ahead, Kimberly.
So I put the X39 on my chest and literally within like 10 minutes, the swelling was going down. I kept looking, I'm like, am I dreaming? Because I usually have to take, and I'm not proud of it, in order to relieve some of the pain and inflammation, I have to take 2 Aleve and 3 Advil. And I take them all. I know that's way too much and I shouldn't be telling everyone this, but that's how much medicine I have to take in order just to feel a little relief with my pain. But I put the patch on, I took no medicine, and then within like 10 minutes, the pain was gone. I jumped up and I called Kathy. I said, oh my gosh, the pain is gone. And she was like, I'm so excited. So I was like, yes. I said, this is this is just going to change everything. So then I also have a pulled ligament that when I was younger, I fell down the steps and I landed right on my knee. So I was supposed to go and get surgery, but I refused to. So now I literally have to be very careful with that knee because if I walk down the steps the wrong way, it can pop out of place. And when it pops out of place, it's swollen and I have to go to the hospital and they have to give me a shot and then they have to pop it back into place. Very painful. So I'm very careful when it comes to that knee. I put an X39 patch on there and I was able to do yoga. I was able to put all my weight on the one knee, and I was able to do my stretches, and I was doing this with my daughter. So my testimony has been great. I've dealt with it when it came to pain, and my pain has been, phenomenal. I have seen a huge improvement by wearing it. I can't wait to see what it does. I was using it for pain, but my skin is clearing up. My eyelashes are growing on its own. All of this is within like 2 weeks, and everybody can see it. I can see it, but when I posted a picture on Facebook, I got so many responses. Oh my gosh, Kim, you're looking so good. Your skin is glowing. What are you doing? What are you using? And I'm just like, let me tell you about this. And then I just been sending out messages, sending out testimonies and everything. And I am just so excited. I even started patching my kids and everything. And I won't even tell them what it's for. I'm just like, come here, turn around. And I patch them. And I'm going to let my daughter explain her testimony. But
So,
yes,
Kimberly,
the patches are great.
Before you put Des on, I have one question on lupus. Can you explain, is that a blood disorder? And is it where it comes and goes, like you get attacks?
It comes and goes. It really comes when you're stressed out. So when you're stressed, it does something to the body, and it just is like the worst pain of arthritis all throughout your body. So it's like you can't find any relief anywhere. You can't lay on your back. You can't lay on your stomach. Everywhere. It hurts to breathe. It's just sometimes it gets so flared up, I have to go to the hospital. I'm in the hospital for a couple of days because they have to monitor the pain. And literally, the nurses, the doctor wanted my pain at a certain level. But so in order for it to keep it at a certain level, they had to keep coming and putting medicine in. Literally, they had to keep coming into my room every 30, 40 minutes to inject me with more medicine just to keep my pain at a certain level because the pain was going up too high. And so if I decide not to go to the hospital, I try to wing it out myself, but that's why I said I'm usually out of conk. I'm in bed for about 2 to 3 days when it flares up. So I try to definitely keep my stress level down. That has a lot to do with it. So as soon as I'm stressed, I can feel it. My chest starts getting tight. My body starts hurting. My back starts hurting. And it's hard for me to start breathing. I can feel it coming.
Do you get an attack once a month? at once a quarter? Like, how does the attack work? Number one, and number
As
two.
I'm stress free, it comes less, you know. So if I might get an attack maybe once a month. Other than that, when I'm really under stress, it could happen at any time. Like, I mean, like weeks at a time, I can be, you know. And Kathy has been so great, so she has given me everything she could, creams and, you know, magnesium oil to try to help me rub on it, because she knows it is very, very painful. I'm just literally in bed, you know, it's very painful.
So my question for you, because you've only been on X39 for 3 weeks, is I'll be interested. Obviously, the X39's army went and it turned in what it needed to turn in to start the repair and stop the pain. I'll be interested to see what happens with the attacks. I'll be interested to see if you get more and more time in between attacks. Will you please keep a note of that? And we may have to have part 2. Okay.
I will definitely keep a note of it.
Okay,
So,
and let's
yes.
talk to your beautiful daughter, Desi, now.
Okay, here she is.
Hi, Desi.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. So I have my own little testimonies to share here. So if anybody needs this patch, it would be me, because one, I am the biggest klutz there is. Just last night, I was play fighting with my boyfriend and I broke a nail. And if there's any nail wearers, they know that pain is worse than childbirth. It's worse than, it's just a horrible, horrible pain. So I was crying, it was bleeding, like the whole nail literally chipped off. I still have to get this piece off, but I'm going to take my time with that. And it was just extremely painful. And I came up to get a patch because the patches are in my mom's room. And then I timed it. I said, you know what? I'm going to try this thing out. God, if this is for you, make this pain go away. So I put the patch on my finger. Within 2 minutes and 54 seconds, the pain was gone. And when I'm explaining it to people, I just get so excited. I get so overwhelmed because I'm explaining them that this is all biology. You know, this is just the natural process of the light moving through our bodies, activating our stem cells. I've been doing my research on it and it's very fascinating. So when I explain it and I know what I'm talking about, now people are getting more interested in like, oh, let me see what that patch is. So it's very exciting.
And
then,
or not, Des, I have a question on this. So how old are you?
24.
Okay, she's a baby. Okay, she's a millennial. Okay, so we have a millennial here, but who cares? Guess what? At age 30, you've lost 50% of your stem cell activity. So here's Des play fighting with her boyfriend, rips that. I mean, did you see her fingernails, you know, long? Rips that thing off, gorgeous. I'm jealous. And there's so much pain. So even millennials are finding like good stuff is happening. So I just want you guys to know that X39 is just not for the older folks. So what else has been going on for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
my skin has been clear. Usually I suffer from breakouts towards the end of the month, but now my skin has been clear like the whole month through, and I've only been using it for a few weeks, so it's great. I actually started off because I was having some back pain because I do yoga, and I think I pulled something like a few weeks ago. My mom was like, you know what, I'm gonna give you this patch, and I'm like, no, I'll just take some Advil, it's okay. She's like, no, I'm gonna put this patch on you, and I was being stubborn, so she just patched me up. And then I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. Within like 10 minutes, I was like, oh, it's getting warm. I actually feel something. And if you actually feel the pain, like when you put the patch on up where the pain is, you can actually feel it heating up. You'll feel some friction there. So I was like, Mom, it's getting warm. And then she felt it. She was like, yeah, it is. The pain was gone. So I'm like, you know what? I have to share this with people. It's going to sound like I'm talking out of the air when I talk about it, but that's why I give people so that they can see for themselves. And then once they see for themselves, they are so excited. They're on social media talking about it. I'm getting phone calls. My phone is ringing off the hook now saying, oh my gosh, Des, you know, this sounds interesting. Tell me what it's about. So I'm just happy. And I'm going to keep sharing it. I'm going to keep patching it. You know, got them all over the place right now. So
I
it's
did
just
notice. Doesn't your mom have one right in the forehead? I bet you. Is that
yes,
aloe vera? I bet you. I did that last
Yes.
night. I took this with the aloe vera and I stretched it. It's like better than Botox. I mean,
exactly. Exactly. I just like to think of it as, our bodies are made out of cells. We have brain cells, skin cells, muscle cells, etc. So why would we put all of this artificial chemicals and additives in our body when we could just use something that's natural, that can activate your own stem cells within your body? So
yeah, I love that. David in the interview said something to the effect of, all we're doing is elevating peptides that make something happen in your body that either
exactly.
heals it or reverses your aging. Okay.
It's a win-win. Exactly.
Okay. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And let me tell you what this is. I'm just going to ask, I don't think Sean Zook is here or Mariah tonight. I think they were not able to come. So if I don't, oh, there is Sean Zook. Well, Miss Sean Zook, why don't you tell everybody how the product works?
I'm gonna tell. I just want to say real quick, I love you girls. I don't even know you, but you're awesome. You're beautiful. I want to give you big hugs and kisses on the cheeks. I'm here on the North Slope of Alaska. I work 12 hours a day, and I get off at 5 to 5 and run over and go to my meeting just to share this information with you. This is a little patch that they've been talking about. It's made out of organic sugar crystals and amino acids, right? No, I'm
Yeah, amino acids, you got it.
And all it's non-normal. It's like programmed with light frequency that David Schmidt figured out. It took him like 10 years to figure this out, and X39 times. But you put it on your skin, and the infrared light of your skin activates the frequency. It goes into every cell of your body. It goes into your brain, and it activates the GHK copper peptides. These GHK copper peptides are amazing in themselves. And so that activates these pluripotent stem cells, which immediately, like overnight, go to where your body needs it the most. And it's basically it's the most inflamed area. It'll go there, and it'll go to the dis-ease of your body, the dis-ease of your tissue, and it regenerates it. But it's very, very important. This is probably the most important thing that I tell every person that I share with. Wear it 12 hours on and then 12 hours off. You need time to regenerate. So we rejuvenate and then we regenerate. So like Marcy was saying, at 35 years old, we lose half our stem cells. At 60, 65 years old, we lose all of them. So when, some people feel it right away. Like when I first put it on, I felt like a burst of light went into my brain, and it was activation. That first night I slept better, and I had more energy, like you girls were talking about. It's a really incredible product. I've been on it for about 8 months now. I've shared it with, like, personally in my business, I've got like 22 people. So I keep sharing it. I keep signing people up, and I love it. I love this business. I love Marcy. I love Mariah. I love David Schmidt. And wow. I'm just so thankful.
Well, Sean, thank you for explaining that, and what she really was saying, and David said the same thing, when you put those young baby pluripotent stem cells on old tissue, you turn the tissue young again. We are not anti-aging. David says we're moving to age reversal, and we're doing it through light, the sun. Light is light. And just like when you go outside, there's an ultraviolet light, which is a certain light wave that elevates vitamin D. David Schmidt figured out with X39, as Sean said, 39 times to find just the right light wave to elevate something called GHK copper peptides, which activates your stem cells, makes more stem cells, and resets them to a more younger state. So what was going on with Kathy, with Kimberly, and with Desi is they all had different things going on, and their body knew what it needed, and it basically, that patch mobilized their stem cells again to start marching to the area that needed to be repaired. Kathy, it was that meniscus in the knee. Desi, it was the pain from lupus in the chest. Or Desi, that darn fingernail break right at the very like core, you know, right at the, right, you know, at that meaty spot, it hurts. So, and then it just started repairing. And so that's what's really, really happening. And the great thing is it can happen quickly within 1 to 10 days. Sometimes it takes 30 to 90 days. It just depends on what's going on in your body. That's why the owner gives a 30-day money-back guarantee. So this is how you can get the product. You can get one sleeve retail for $149, or you can put it on auto ship at $99 a month. That's a 30-day supply. Once again, you wear one a day, and for 12 hours, you pull it off, and then you repair for 12 hours. You get with the person who brought you here and say, hey, I want to buy that retail, or I want to ship every month. Or you go to their website and click buy. The great thing is you can cancel auto ship at any time. Or you could do what we did. I started with a silver pack, which is 3 of these for $2.99. And it gave enough for me, enough for my husband, and a whole sleeve to share, right? And it was working so well for me, I couldn't help but share. I think Karen and Peter got my first amounts of them. I was just handing them out to people I love, just like the Williams family started handing it out to people they love. So if you want to get the silver pack, you would go to your person's website and click join. Then what happened on this is Peter said, Marcy, I'm doing the business. I need more sleeves. I'm going to Diamond. And that was $1,600, and you get 19 sleeves. And he said, you better upgrade first, which I did. So I paid the difference of $299 and $1,600. I got the difference in sleeves. Now I had enough sleeves to really start my business. I make a little more commission, and I'm active for 3 months in the business. That's called a diamond pack. So if you'd like a diamond pack, you hit join as well. The great thing is that this business is not a pressure business. It's a gift business. Get in, do what you want, try it, feel it, see what it does for you. And I will say one other thing, we do have a 20-year patent now on X39. We just got that about 2 months ago. Normally patents take 2 to 5 years. We got this patent in 1 year because David was able to prove that elevation of that GHK copper peptide in the blood was true. The company started in 2004, and the backbone is there. We are in 100 countries, and our sales in 1 year, because of this X39 third generation patch, doubled from 50 million to 100 million. So we are definitely in a business doing great things. We are considered a essential business because we heal, and we're just having a great time helping everyone. So if you want more information, go to startx39.com. There's a 3-minute video on stem cells. There's an 18-minute video on the science, testimonies, research, how to wear it, everything you may need. Once again, that's startx39.com. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, I believe, it is my husband and his 91-year-old father and what's been happening in the mind and in the back. And it's quite incredible. My husband called me today and said, you're never gonna believe what happened to Grampy. And so I so hope that Grampy is up for sharing it tomorrow. If so, don't miss it. It's pretty, it has all to do with memory. It's pretty cool stuff. So with that, lots of love to all of you, and we will see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.
Love you, Mars.
Love you all.
Bye, baby.
Bye.
Mars.
Aloha.
Good night.